Welcome to VNT. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. October 4, 2025. A date that marks a significant turning point in the security landscape of Southeast Asia. On this day, a Japanese warship approaches the Philippines, a powerful symbol of shifting power in the Indo-Pacific. The sight of the vessel gliding through tropical waters is more than just a show of force. It's a message to the world that the region's security dynamics are evolving rapidly. This is no routine visit. Japan, once bound by a strictly pacifist constitution after World War II, is now stepping up as a proactive force for regional stability. The presence of Japanese naval officers on deck, vigilant and prepared, reflects a nation ready to take on new responsibilities in a turbulent era. The modern destroyer of the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force signals a new era. Tokyo is ready to project power and support its allies. Advanced technology and disciplined crews underscore Japan's commitment to peace through strength and its willingness to defend shared interests. With tensions in the South China Sea at a peak, this deployment is a direct response to Chinese coercion, showing Manila is not alone. The presence of Japanese ships in these contested waters sends a clear signal that aggression will be met with unity and resolve from like-minded nations. The mission cements a deepening security partnership, built on years of cooperation, and now realized in joint operations at sea. Japanese and Filipino sailors working side by side demonstrate a new level of trust and interoperability, strengthening the foundation for future collaboration. Japan's presence is a clear commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific, championing rule of law and freedom of navigation. By sailing these strategic routes, Japan asserts its dedication to upholding international norms and ensuring that vital sea lanes remain open for all. This single deployment is a key move in a larger strategic puzzle, reshaping alliances and the balance of power in the region. As Japan leads alongside its partners, the message is unmistakable. The Indo-Pacific's future will be shaped by cooperation, resilience, and a shared vision for peace. The South China Sea is now a flashpoint, with the Philippines and China locked in relentless confrontations. Manila's efforts to resupply its marines at Second Thomas Shoal are met with aggressive Chinese harassment, ramming, water cannons, and constant intimidation. These are not isolated incidents, but part of China's deliberate gray zone strategy to assert control without open conflict. Despite an international tribunal ruling against Beijing's sweeping claims, China continues to militarize the region and challenge others' presence. For the Philippines, it's a fight for sovereignty. For the world, a test of the rules-based order. This escalating pressure has pushed nations like Japan to move from words to action, standing with partners on the front lines. Facing new threats, Japan is transforming its self-defense forces, especially its navy. The JMSDF is acquiring long-range Tomahawk missiles and expanding its fleet with advanced destroyers and amphibious ships. This shift marks a break from Japan's defensive past, giving it real power projection and rapid response capabilities. The buildup is guided by a new security strategy that names China as Japan's top strategic challenge and boosts defense spending. Incidents at sea, like the July 2024 standoff with China, highlight the risks. But Tokyo is resolute. Japan's modernized navy is now a cornerstone of regional stability and deterrence. Japan's warship deployment is part of a broader pattern, complex joint drills with the Philippines and the United States. These trilateral exercises, now routine, build real-world interoperability and send a message of unity and deterrence. Training covers everything from patrols to anti-submarine warfare, forging strong operational ties. The U.S. has deployed advanced assets like the Typhoon missile system and unmanned vessels to the Philippines, boosting collective defense. These joint actions directly counter China's gray zone tactics, raising the cost of aggression. The alliance is now a tangible force, ready to respond to any threat in the region. The presence of a Japanese warship in the Philippines is the clearest sign yet of Japan's historic transformation in defense policy, a shift that is reshaping the security landscape of East Asia. Once strictly pacifist, Japan has reinterpreted its post-war constitution, now allowing for collective self-defense and overseas deployments. This marks a significant departure from decades of self-imposed military restraint. as Japan adapts to a rapidly changing regional environment and growing security challenges. The acquisition of Tomahawk cruise missiles marks a dramatic shift. Japan now possesses real counterstrike capability for the first time in its modern history. This new arsenal extends Japan's reach, enabling it to deter threats far beyond its shores and respond to potential attacks with greater confidence. National security documents now openly identify China as the main threat, reflecting a new consensus in Tokyo's political and defense circles. This clarity signals a more assertive stance as Japan seeks to safeguard its interests and maintain stability in the region. The focus has shifted from a purely passive defense posture to one that actively shapes the regional environment and deters conflict. Japan is now taking on a proactive role, participating in joint exercises and strengthening its maritime presence. This evolution means the U.S. can increasingly rely on Japan as a true security partner, while smaller nations in the region gain a powerful ally committed to upholding peace and stability through collective action. Critics at home and abroad fear a return to militarism, but Japan frames its actions within the context of alliances and international law, emphasizing transparency and cooperation with global partners. The ultimate goal: a more capable, responsible Japan, fully integrated into a collective security framework, ready to meet the challenges of a new era while upholding its commitment to peace. The Japan-Philippine Security Partnership is now a pillar of Southeast Asian geopolitics. Both nations, maritime democracies on the first island chain, share a vital interest in free navigation and regional stability. Japan's support has evolved from development aid to direct defense assistance, including new patrol vessels and Coast Guard upgrades. The Reciprocal Access Agreement enables joint training and exercises, deepening trust and operational cooperation. This alliance is about more than hardware. It's a shared commitment to a rules-based order and regional resilience. For both, the partnership is a strategic necessity in the face of growing threats. Japan's assertiveness is part of a wider regional response to China's rise. The U.S. leads a network of allies: Australia, South Korea, Taiwan, all boosting their military capabilities and deepening cooperation. Australia's Navy now conducts joint patrols and has demonstrated new long-range strike power, mirroring Japan's modernization. South Korea and Taiwan are also investing in advanced naval assets, contributing to a regional military buildup. This is not about containing China, but ensuring no single power dominates the Indo-Pacific. Together, these nations signal that the rules-based order has strong defenders. Japan's warship in the Philippines marks the dawn of a new era in Pacific security. This deployment is more than a show of force. It's a signal that the region's security landscape is shifting, with new players taking on greater responsibility. The presence of Japanese vessels so far from home highlights a growing willingness to defend shared interests and uphold international norms. Middle powers like Japan and Australia are stepping up, creating a collective counterweight to revisionist ambitions. Their cooperation is deepening, with joint exercises and intelligence sharing becoming routine. These partnerships are not just symbolic, they're building real capabilities and trust among allies. This distributed security network is more resilient, empowering nations to defend their sovereignty and the region's stability. By working together, these countries can respond faster to crises and deter aggression more effectively than any one nation could alone. But the risks are real. Advanced weapons and frequent exercises raise the stakes for miscalculation. The margin for error is shrinking, and a single misunderstanding could have serious consequences for peace in the region. The July 2024 incident between Japan and China is a stark warning of how quickly things can escalate. Even routine patrols can spiral into dangerous confrontations, reminding all sides of the fragile balance that exists. The hope, unity and strength will deter conflict and persuade China to choose cooperation over coercion. By standing together, these nations aim to create an environment where dialogue and diplomacy are the preferred paths forward. The passive era is over. A new, contested chapter has begun, and today's choices will shape the future balance of power. The actions taken now will echo for generations, determining whether the Pacific remains a region of peace or becomes a flashpoint for conflict.